Yo, what's up guys, Eagle here. Earlier today I posted this screenshot to my Instagram feed. This is me getting 160 kills on Studio 17, so I just broke the world record for infection, right? Absolutely smashed it. Well, unfortunately, anyone who wasn't skeptical of this has been bamboozled. This gameplay is the one that's going to be accompanying this video in the background, and is the epitome of what a booster can achieve in infection. Welcome to my rant on boosting, cheating, and unfair manipulation of stats for Halo 5 infection. The main focus of this video is not to call out people who boost kills and instruct for you as my fans to go hate on them. I'm making this video simply to draw out the facts, underline the key issues of how some people play, and not to define ground rules for what is acceptable and what isn't, but rather prove why boosting and other such methods of gaining illegitimate stats are unfair to the real players that always play fairly. So let's get into the main part of the video. In the background currently is the 160 kill game on Studio 17, and it's extremely obvious that I'm boosting off the 5 members of my Fireteam, as they're standing still, not trying to kill me, and purposefully feeding. There is no doubt that this is cheating, and I don't think there would be anyone who would disagree with that. But as I said in the intro, this gameplay is the epitome of what a booster can achieve. Probably not, because let's face it, you could probably get 200, 300 kills doing this method if you perfected it. This is clear-cut unacceptable. However, now I'll ask the question, what if in this game with Studio 17 I managed to get 100 kills without anyone in the Fireteam I searched with going for me? Would that be considered legit? I have to remember in this debate that infection is a casual game mode. However, now I'm going to talk about Fireteams. If someone gets 110 kills on Storm's End playing on their own, it doesn't matter if people quit out or the zombies are bad. None of that matters. They are still fighting against 11 people for the whole game. Compare that to someone who's searching with 4, 5, 6 people. Someone in a 4-man Fireteam who is teaming with everyone is only fighting against 8 people. This makes it absurdly easy to rack up high kill counts. You can get 50, 60, 70 kills easily when you have 4 people teaming with you, 3 people teaming with you, etc. In my opinion, I draw the line at 3. Having 4+ people in a Fireteam with you inflates stats and makes getting lots of kills, winning and controlling the game too easy and is not legit. Before I move on, you may ask, what if I search with 2 people, match 2 friends and get 100 kills? Is that legit? My response to this is think about it from a game perspective. You still only have 8 people to kill rather than 10, the 3 friends can easily infect everyone for you, and this makes it exactly the same, in my opinion, as being in a 4-man Fireteam. The next thing I'm going to talk about is feeding. The Fireteam issue is not clear cut, and it's hard to say without a shadow of a doubt that everyone who plays with 4+ people in a game is completely unlegit, as there are other factors involved. Playing with 4+ people doesn't inherently make you a cheater, but next I'm going to talk about something that does. Feeding. Feeding is where you use people that you are playing with to manipulate an unfair advantage in stats. To be clear, telling someone you are playing with where humans are when you're last, or you want to get last so that they can infect them, is absolutely fine in my opinion. This doesn't classify as feeding, but I do acknowledge from a solo player's point of view that this could be considered unfair. However, intentionally suiciding as a human in order to get a friend last man standing is where the line is crossed. As soon as players in your Fireteam are getting themselves infected instantly in a round, they change the dynamic and fluidity of the game completely. Even if you are playing with only 2 people, them suiciding at the very start of a round and infecting people gives you up to potentially 2 minutes of last man every round to inflate your kill count. This is one example of feeding, and it's not the worst type of boosting, but in my opinion ranks higher than Fireteam abuse. The other type of feeding is much more sinister, and this is definitely without question a leaderboard bannable offence. Sometimes, whilst playing in Fireteams of 2, a player might kill their friend accidentally once or twice. Everyone who plays with friends is guilty of this. There has been many times where I've killed Fox by mistake because he gets in my way, or Spooks infects me 3 times in one game and I get off for the night. Accidental kills are not boosting, but when you're last man, getting friends to purposefully feed you kills so that your killionaire doesn't split, you can increase your kill count, inflate medals and unfairly win, is completely unacceptable, and I cannot stress this enough. This is the worst thing in the game, and people who partake in inflating stats this way should not be defended, praised, but rather removed from the community, as how can someone who has never played in a Fireteam in their life possibly compete with someone who repeatedly kills their friends to gain an advantage? And yes, there is a difference between accidental boosts and purposeful feeds. Yes, they are obvious, and players trying to hide their illegitimacy make themselves worse off than those who admit their mistakes and start clean. Before I wrap up this video, the last thing I want to touch on, although not really relevant in the current environment of the game, is that using glitch spots to get yourself outside of the playable zone in some scenarios is a worse offence than all of the aforementioned points. Remember the invincible spot above Railgun on Malignant, or the Malignant cage above Riptide, etc. Although there is no way to cheat in this way currently, really, like there are some spots, but none as bad as they used to be, I have vast knowledge of people using glitch spots in the past to unfairly win games, and especially fake world records. To conclude, I have been called controlling in the past by many, and the main criticism people have of me is that just because I'm the biggest channel, I shouldn't be able to define the rules of the game and preach to everyone about what is right and wrong. However, that statement and assumption is just plain wrong, because all I've ever done is try to preach fairness and legitimacy to all players, and it is usually people who are either borderline or completely in the wrong when it comes to legitimacy that argue back. This video isn't to hate on anyone, any group of people, any players. It's simply my way of expressing to everyone why the community needs to play fair, and what we need to look out for in terms of unfair and exploitative behaviour. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will be streaming my road to number 1 on the leaderboard soon, as I am under 2,000 points behind Geometer, and almost over 1,000 Nez ahead, but that doesn't really matter, that's not important. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you soon. I hope you enjoy the rest of the gameplay, even though it's like fake as fuck, so why the hell would you even enjoy it? But yeah, see you guys later.
Spectacular. Brawler. Kill Crossing. 1 minute left. Kill Joke. Kill Catastrophe. Kill Apocalypse. Kill Dare. Kill him and jump. 30 seconds. Kill Catastrophe. Kill Apocalypse. Kill Dare. Whoa. Game over. Victory.